All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you for a little bit today. I think today is really going to be a short show. I say that meaning it every time, and then something happens and y'all trick me, but not today. Robert Willis, good afternoon. Robert Willis. Jerica Van, she says first. She is first on Facebook. Erica Hummins, representing Reading, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sierra Brooks says second. She is second on Facebook. Good afternoon. Anthony Prosser says two. Good afternoon. I think that rounds out the top five, don't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yeah, round out the top five. Thank you guys for checking in, supporting me. I appreciate y'all. Louis Talbert, representing Sharonville. Good afternoon. Got Kush in the house. He says 3. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Kush. Sierra says she's representing Boston, by the way. DeAndre said y'all cheated. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Anthony Prosser, good afternoon to you. Stephanie Hyde says number 6. Good afternoon. J Rose says first. Okay. I'm not sure which YouTube page he's on, but he may be first on that page. David Herring, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Representing Butler County. We got Brent Beard in the house, representing Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon. Pamela Kinney, representing North Avondale. Good afternoon. I'm trying to be nice. She's making noise for no reason. Dwayne Larkin, representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Vince, wait a minute. Hold on. Stephanie Hyde. Good afternoon to you, Stephanie Hyde. What's that sound? It's a little baby making noise. That's what that sound is. Good afternoon. Anthony, come on, little baby. Don't be loud. Vincent Jones says Landon in the house. All right. Good afternoon. Did I get your submission for the Pop the Balloon watch party? I did not. Let's see. Janice in the house. Good afternoon, Janice. Nat Turner. Good afternoon, representing Madville. Good afternoon, Daryl Carpenter in the house, representing the park. All right. Good afternoon. Oh, let's see. DeAndre's in there. Terry Anderson, representing downtown. Good afternoon. Tanika in the house, representing beautiful Orlando, Florida. Good afternoon. He said grudgingly. Veronica Burdine in the house, representing College Hill. Lewis Johnson, better known to you guys as CK. He's in the house. Good afternoon. Got Yo Underwood. He said he checking in from Nikki's house. Oh, I'm not mad at y'all. Hey, y'all grown. Little baby. Come on, don't be loud. Don't be loud. I don't want to have to send you away.
What do you mean? Where?
I don't know. Out of here.
Where?
Out of here, upstairs.
Where?
Upstairs. I'll send you upstairs if I have to.
Oh. Then I'll take your cup away.
Ken Mitchell, representing Virginia. All right, Ken, thank you for checking us out. Let me see. I think that's it. Raven Mundy in the house. Good afternoon. Raven, I meant to call you. If you feel like giving us a call, I would appreciate it. I didn't get a chance to get out to the thing yesterday, and I would love to hear how everything went, your perspective, if you feel like giving us a call. Fame in the house. Hi guys, Fame representing Grows Beezy. I look like a neo soul singer. Jerica says, "Did you say hello to me?" I did. You were one of the first people that I said hello to. Because I believe you said first, and I said hello to you. But I'll say hello to you again. I'm all right with that. All right. Crystal Hoskins, representing the Christ Hospital. Good afternoon. Yeah, my energy is low today. I don't really know why. I think I have a little bit of PTSD, after my encounter yesterday with the state troopers, which, by the way, that was who gave me the ticket. It wasn't Cincinnati police or a sheriff. It was a state trooper on Reading Road in Bond Hill that gave me a ticket, which is relatively unusual for me to see state troopers patrolling that part of Cincinnati, just out on the street. It's unusual. So, but I think I have PTSD from that, and my energy is low. So, please forgive me. Of course, I went to work, picked up the little baby. Didn't have much in terms of looking up nothing. And I really don't want to talk about Trump today. I really don't. But I don't have, I don't really know what's going on out there. I do know, I don't really want to talk about anything kind of down or heavy, but what a 13-year-old shot in Winton Hills, that's what we're calling it now, I think. A 13-year-old shot, killed in Winton Hills. How much was the ticket? I still didn't look it up. So I don't know. I'll probably look it up tomorrow when I feel like it. Pull up the little video or figure out what to do to watch the video to, reduce the fine and then pay the fine. I'll probably do all of that stuff tomorrow. But I didn't look. Nokia says awful. What's awful? I don't know. Nat Turner, he says, Dr. Umar is cool, but we need to stop saying Kamala Harris ain't black. I don't mind people saying Kamala ain't black. I mean, I get it. She's not, what some people look at and, being black. I get your concern with people saying it, but I don't know. I guess, hold on, I guess I'll agree with you. If she says she's black, then okay. She's black. She has a black parent. And if she says black and she identifies as black and she kind of operates in the black space, then yeah, we can give her black. But if you don't feel that way, it don't bother me. I don't like the way people, were just, even then and now, they're disrespectful to her. It's got nothing to do with her Indian heritage. It's got nothing to do with whether or not she's black. I believe a lot of that stuff is just good old-fashioned misogyny. Good old-fashioned, I'm sexist, I'm anti-woman, just that stuff. I think, hold on, I got a call coming in. Hold on a second. Hello?
Emanuel?
Yes, Raven Monday.
Yes, sir.
How are you? I'm sorry I had the ringer turned off because yesterday Twin kept calling. So I had to turn the ringer off.
Is Twin banned from the afternoon experience?
No, but he is banned from calling 3 times in one show. Yeah, that's when he
abusing the phone policy.
Yeah, when he got on his 3rd call, I had to turn the ringer off.
Oh, okay.
So, how did everything go yesterday? How was the event?
It went really well. It was a lot of people there. Actually, I want to say I'm really proud of everybody for showing up for the expo. 'Cause stuff like that, it could go either way when it's an event, and I hate to say it like that, but when it's an event that is meant to the sole purpose of it is to celebrate us and to support us. You just never know what you're gonna get. But I am happy to report that it was a packed out event. A lot of vendors were there with a lot of good stuff, and there was a lot of people there patronizing those businesses, and so it was a beautiful event. It was nice to see my people come together and do something to support one another. It was beautiful.
Okay, great. And then the conversation piece, I'm sure it wasn't called conversation piece, but the conversation piece that you were involved in with Dr. Umar Johnson. First, was that your first time meeting him in person?
Yes, it was.
And was he nice, kind, pleasant?
Yes, he's a very nice dude.
Okay.
I didn't know how it was gonna go because when he first walked in, I guess he was in show prep mode or whatever. And so when he first walked in, he was very standoffish, and we had a green room in the back and the back of the stage or whatever. And me and Aaron were sitting in there, and then when Dr. Umar got there, he walked into the room and he walked right back out, and then.
Okay, hold on a second. Am I on a speakerphone or something?
You might be. Hold on.
Because you're kind of low, and people are asking me to turn you up, but you're low coming in.
So I am on speakerphone. That's only because I'm driving though.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, shit.
You know how I feel about that.
I know, but I can't stop nowhere because I'm on my way somewhere that I have to be very.
Well, hold on. Let me see if I can turn you up a little bit for them. Because, yeah, you're coming in a little low, but I should be able to fix that. Okay. How about now?
Can you hear me better?
I can hear you a little bit.
Or I can just take the phone off the speaker and talk to you the regular way.
No. Because I don't want you to, fall into the trap that I fell into yesterday and get a ticket.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so we'll keep you on the speakerphone. I think I turned it up a little bit, so we should be good to go.
Okay. But yeah, so when he first walked in, we were in the green room or whatever, and he walked in and he immediately turned around and walked back out, and one of the event organizers was like, "Where did he go?" And then one of his security, because he does travel with security, which I did not know, but it makes sense. One of his security was like, he said he needed to be alone, like he needed to be isolated. And so, okay, that's different, but I guess. So that happened. But then after everything was said and done, I actually got to meet him for the first time for real. He's a really nice dude, a really respectful dude. Something that I picked up on was the way that he interacts with women. He's the kind of man that when he is in the presence of women, you can tell that he's very protective of women. He is very he is very acknowledging of the presence of women when you're around him. He was very respectful to Ms. Linda Matthews, who was one of the event organizers. He kept referencing her as Queen Mother, and all of the women that were around him or in his vicinity, he very much so treated with the utmost respect and the utmost, sense of protection and all those good, positive male energy things. So I will give him that. He's a very respectful man, and he is very much so just a gentleman for sure.
Okay. And then so how did the speaking portion, once y'all met and got up there, how did that go?
It went really well. So I didn't know that we wouldn't have a whole lot of time to really have a panel discussion. Truthfully, I didn't know until maybe a day or two before that he was going to give a 45 to an hour long lecture, and then we were going to do the panel. I thought the whole event was us sitting down and asking him questions and kind of picking his brain. And so when we were only able to ask, like, we had to kind of divide up because between me and Aaron had like 9 questions and I had 10. So we didn't even really get to ask him all of the questions that we wanted to ask him. So the day before, me and Aaron had to kind of like collaborate on questions and kind of cut down to get to the most important questions that we had. We both was like, okay, well, if we're going to do 4, then you pick 2 of your most important questions and I'll pick 2 of mine. And then we'll just go about it that way. I wish we would have had more time to actually like have a real panel discussion because I feel like the way that it went, like it was still effective and it still, you know, I was still able to ask some important questions. Aaron asked some important questions and we were able to get that insight from Dr. Umar. But if I'd had it my way, I would have wished for the panel portion to be longer because the audience had questions too, and I feel like he could only really answer 1 or 2 before he had to go and be, you know, seen somewhere else. Because he was on a time crunch. So once the panel was over, he had a couple other places to be as well. But other than that, I think that it went really well. And I'm happy that I got to ask my 2 questions, because I feel like both of those questions were something that I needed for not only myself, but I needed like the whole room to hear the answers to some of them questions as well, because I can say stuff and till I'm blue in the face and people gonna look at me like, she a young girl. She don't know what she's talking about. She's blah, 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 blah. But if it's somebody like Dr. Umar who is saying the same things that I've said, it's a little bit harder for people to argue with that. So it just was, I feel like it was overall a great event. I met a lot of good people. I met Miss Pat. I saw her in the chat earlier. I met Miss Pat. I met a bunch of other listeners. I met Eisen Evanston. She told me her real name, but I'm not gonna tell y'all her real name. But I met a lot of listeners, and
you met who?
Huh?
You said you met somebody, and you wasn't gonna tell us her name.
I said I met Eisen Evanston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she told me her real name, but I'm not gonna tell y'all her real name.
I don't even know who that is, so okay.
Well, people who listen to Lincoln Show know who that is.
Okay.
But yeah. I just met a lot of listeners and a lot of people, and I really appreciate everybody who just came to support me and to love on me and tell me that they believe in me and that they enjoy, you know, hearing my voice and kind of, you know, being able to see me in action. And I felt really loved and supported. So I really just want to thank everybody for coming out.
Now, what was the if there was a takeaway or 2 or 3, whatever, what were the takeaways from the lecture and the panel discussion?
I believe that some of the major takeaways, number 1 is that, you know, the Black community in the city, we have to be a lot more proactive in our activism. We have to be a lot more, we can't be as lackadaisical as we once were. Like it's very apparent that we have work to do, that we have mindsets to change, that a lot of us are comfortable with the way that things are. No matter how much we complain, no matter how much we don't like it, a lot of us are not equipped or not motivated enough to actually make change. It's kind of like that conversation you was having with, and I hate to bring him into this, but he was a prime example of it. That conversation you was having with Twin yesterday, when you asked him, do you care about what happened in Lincoln Heights? He said, yeah, I care. And then you asked him, well, what are you prepared to do about it? And he said, I ain't doing nothing. Like, that don't just exist in Twin. That exists in a lot of us. I feel like the panel and even his lecture was just like a call to accountability. That was the theme, I believe, of the entire night, was accountability. What are you prepared to do to see the changes that you want to see? What are you prepared to do to hold people accountable? What are you prepared to do to hold yourself accountable for some of the stuff that you see in the city and you don't like? Are you prepared to, you know, have the kind of conversations that involve you having to sacrifice your comfortability in order to see change happen? And I think that, you know, the theme of the panel was, you know, the Black family, but truthfully, listening to all of the conversation and being able to ask some of the questions that I asked, what I realized is that the Black family is kind of like the foundation of progress for us. The Black family is it encompasses so many different things, and the Black family is the number one thing that affects, all of our issues. It is touched by all of our issues, our political issues, our economic issues, our, civil issues. All of those things are encompassed in the Black family. And so if you have, no loyalty to the Black family, do you really even have loyalty to the struggle, or not even the struggle, but fighting the struggle? Do you even really have loyalty to, the things that you claim to love and want for Black people in terms of progress? You can't say that if the Black family is not a priority to you. So I think that overall, it was just a call to accountability, and it was also a reminder of who we are and what we're capable of when we decide to make the necessary sacrifices to see progress. And so I left last night for sure inspired and wanting to learn more, especially in terms of like Pan-Africanism, and because I had already had a low level of interest in it, but it's definitely something that I want to look more into, because when we started talking about, Africa and Ghana and, the infrastructure over there and the economics of what's going on over there right now, I was kind of lost because I haven't done my research, and that's on me. But even in that was my call to accountability, to be more informed. But overall, it was accountability. It was reminding us of who we are and what we can do when we are ready to make sacrifices, and prioritizing the Black family.
Was there any sort of framework for an action plan, or was it just more, let's think about this, let's consider being accountable, and then we'll figure out the next steps later?
So there were some action plans. He did, mention some of the programs that he has, that he was offering. He was also selling his book, which if you check my Facebook page, you will see a picture of the book. But there was actually a question asked during the panel by an audience member about how to engage Black parents back into the schools. And he mentioned a program that he does. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like this long acronym name, where he is working with, parents in different public school districts and mobilizing them, organizing them so that they can advocate for their children. He offered that information. If you if you watch the live stream back, he did give all this information. But he offered up, access to the programs that he has, that he's created, to help people in Cincinnati kind of organize and start to address some of these issues. So it was very much so like, think about it, but also be about it. And it was a few other things too that is not really coming to mind right now, but he did offer some like actionable items for people to walk away with.
Okay. Okay. And you were inspired. Do you think other people who were there were inspired not just to be accountable, but to begin action?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, at least that's my hope. Yeah. That's my hope. I can't read the minds of everybody in the room, so I don't know for sure.
You are not
but
the
I
king
hope
of talk.
So.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Huh?
So you're not the king of talk, and you don't have that ability.
Oh my
gosh. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As I was saying, I hope that people walked away with not just a sense of maybe I need to think about how to be accountable, but be accountable for my actions. I believe that happens. I believe, I have to believe that somebody walked away with a renewed sense of who they are and decided to, be part of progress instead of watching it happen. And it was all laid out for us. I know that it was a lot of, reconfirming what we already knew, of course, but also in that there was a lot of, kind of, like I said, checking involved. It was a lot of checking what you really about. Are you really ready to sacrifice? And so he did give us examples of things that we will have to do and we will have to sacrifice. And if I can tell by any of my involvement in any things that I'm involved in, some of those things that he mentioned, I am already in the process of doing. Like when I asked him a question about, bridging that intergenerational gap. That was kind of a running theme for me on the buzz because it's so hard to have conversations with my elders about the stuff that I care about. And I care about the same stuff they care about, only I have differing opinions about some of the stuff. But having those conversations are so hard to have if I don't agree with everything that my elders say sometimes. And so I asked them that question just so that I didn't feel crazy. Like I was low-key kind of feeling like I might have been crazy a little bit, because how do I have these conversations with my elders who everything out of my mouth they perceive as wrong or disrespectful? How do I do that? And am I crazy for feeling like I don't have any like roadmap or instruction for how to become a leader? I want to be a leader. I want to be somebody who is taking up the charge and somebody who is a viable option to pass the torch to. But how do I do that if there's no process in which that happens? And I'm so happy that he, took the time to map that out and actually give, examples of how to make that happen. And so what my hope is that somebody heard him answer that question as an elder in the community, as a leader in the community, and is now sitting in their office or their home or wherever they do business or wherever they sit and do their most thinking, and devising up a plan to create new leaders for the movement. Because that's all I've been trying to figure out how to do for the last couple of years. So that's my belief. That's my hope. That's my belief, is that somebody heard him answer them questions last night and put that stuff into action.
I heard him, when you asked that question, talk about a council of elders, which made me chuckle. And I heard him, talk about elders passing the baton, which also made me chuckle. Because I don't see the elders in the community, number one, being willing to pass the baton, because I think some of them, that is where their worth is. Their worth is in, I'm the leader. I'm the gatekeeper for this. I'm the leader of that. I'm the this. I'm the me. So to some of them, that is that's where their worth is.
Yeah, that's their claim to fame. Yeah.
And then the council of elders made me chuckle, because I'm not 100% convinced that we have, how do I say it? That we have the wisdom to choose the wise people. Like, I think if there was a council of elders, I'm not sure that it would be a council of elders. It would be a council of the most popular, oldest people, and not necessarily elders, because I don't know that something happens, and it's not just black people, it's people. Something happens that blinds us, and we say, you can just look at the presidential race, We don't look at who's the most qualified, who's the wisest, who's the this. It's who got the slickest tongue that can fool the most people and, become the most popular. And so I'm not sure that even putting together a council of elders, for some of the people in the community would be doable. Because like I said, we'd have a council of the most popular older people, and they'd be leading us in whichever way they want us to go. But the idea of a group of wiser, older people who are seasoned in terms of being able to lead and help current leaders steer us in the right direction sounds great. It does.
It's something that I've kind of, like I said, I kind of had arrived to some of the things that he said on my own because of the lack thereof. You know what I mean? Like some of this stuff, and I appreciated him saying what he said, because I no longer felt like I was tripping. Like I had said some of that stuff out loud over and over again, and had been met with such a level of resistance and such a level of she young and naive and she arrogant and she don't know what she No, it's not just a thing that exists here in Cincinnati. Clearly, if it's on the radar of Dr. Umar, this is a thing that happens collectively in the community, that we have a hard time creating new leaders. And so if that is the narrative for the entire community and not just here in Cincinnati, that is a problem that needs fixing, and it could be easily fixed if only we get out of our own way. If only we get away from, like you said, cherishing or deriving your worth from being popular. We don't got time for popularity contests. What we do have time for is progress. And so if progress is not your purpose, what are you there for? What are you doing this for? You in the way. Get out the way.
All right. Well, I just wanted to, since you were there, I wanted to get your take on it. I'm very happy that you were there. You know, and well, you already know all of that. I want to see you shine
Yeah.
and prosper and all of that good stuff. And I like the fact that you're a younger person trying to move in this space. It is disheartening to see how a younger person, because you can't say to people, we need young leaders, but then when somebody attempts to step in and move in that space, you say, oh, you too young, you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, I want
Yeah.
you to lead, but I want to completely diminish you and tell you don't know anything, and I'm definitely not going to follow you, but you should be a leader. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy, and it is frustrating, but I'm glad to see you persevere and move in that space.
And truthfully, like when I look at my life, I know that this is what I'm meant to do. So that kind of makes it easy. Like it don't make it easy, like logistically, but it makes it easy for me to stay focused and stay motivated because my whole life has been this. If I really truly sit back and think about it, my whole life has led up to this. And so I can only be grateful for the opportunity to be in this position and to do this work. I have a lot of peers who are, who want to engage, but they don't necessarily have the same motivation that I do because of the things that you mentioned, because of, the very hypercritical, contradicting messaging that is put out towards young people who want to take part in movements. Like, you got to be prepared to ruffle some feathers. You got to be prepared to not have to always feel like you got to submit to those that came before you, because sometimes they be wrong and they need to be told that they're wrong. And if you're not prepared to take on that fight and be called disrespectful and a little boy or a little girl, or take some of that pushback, then it might not be for you, at least in this space, until we can change the narrative or change the mindset. But I'm built for this. I'm not. I've been getting called names for the last 3-4 years. I am not new to this. I'm true to this. So I'm gonna keep doing what I got to do. I'm gonna keep pushing for what I want to see in my community. And if that means some old man gonna cuss me out, then so be it.
And my other suggestion, even though nobody asked for my suggestion, my other suggestion is really simple. For some young people, when older people won't let you in that space, create your own space. Like, being a leader really just means, at least from my perspective, in my mind and in my opinion, it just means I see something that I think needs to be changed. I'm going to lead the charge on that. And I'm going to do the work, and then hopefully people will see what I'm doing and they will follow. That's what a leader is the person who's doing, and then there are people following them. And I bring it up because I do read a little bit, and I've read, and of course, seen, movies and whatnot, and documentaries and such about the relationships between, even during our civil rights struggle. Like, okay, Dr. King was a young guy, but there were other young people, and they couldn't move in that space. They created their own movement, and they tried to work with them, but sometimes it didn't work out. But that didn't discourage them, and they moved in their own space. So you may be a leader, but you might not be the leader that quote unquote get results. Because a lot of times people did stuff, and there was a clip that I was watching. I think that Brent had posted on the Friend of the Buzz. And I don't remember the brother's name. And I know who he is. I just can't remember his name. The dark-skinned, bald-haired brother. But one of the things he was saying was, basically I'm a radical. He said, and the interviewer who was trying to diminish him was kind of questioning him on that. And one of the points that he made was, hey, I'm gonna be out there doing what I'm doing. And basically, I might not get results, but those people gonna look and say, I would rather go deal with a Dr. King as opposed to me. And so I might not get the credit and all that kind of stuff. I didn't make the change, so to speak, but I pushed you to the one that was socially acceptable to make change to. And sometimes that's the way it's got to be.
And you know what? To be honest, hearing you say that sounds like a genius strategy, because we also know this. We also know that if we just go talk in these terms, we also know that our oppressor don't give us nothing that they don't think that is truly useful in the first place. And so if we are pleading our case, there has to be a level of and I hate to phrase it like this, and if I found a better way to phrase it later, maybe I'll double back and correct my verbiage. But there also has to be a level of acceptable Negro to kind of get with some of these issues that we're trying to see, solutions to. So if somebody has to play, Malcolm X, if somebody has to be Fred Hampton, if somebody has to be, the unacceptable Negro to kind of highlight the quote unquote acceptable Negro, then I'm all for it. And who's to say that the unacceptable Negro ain't gonna be able to get certain stuff done? Because we're not gonna act like Malcolm X didn't have major contributions to the movement. He might not have been able to convince white people or white supremacy that it was wrong or that it was obsolete or that it didn't have no place in America. But what it did do was it created a situation where it was seen as a chance to turn us against each other, and in certain portions that it did for people who didn't fully understand the goal or the purpose. It might have turned some people off, but for all intents and purposes, what it actually did was it created the concept of I can deal with this, so I don't have to deal with that.
Right. And
that is just as important. That is just as impactful if we really truly think about it. So I agree. If there is a young person who finds themselves having a hard time making their way in these spaces, sometimes you're just gonna have to go against the grain. Sometimes you're gonna have to step outside of what is, the old ways. And I tried to do that. I really did. I feel like that's what I tried to do with the Buzz. I tried to do it the way that it was already structured. I tried to facilitate a peaceful changing of the guard, so to speak. And it just wasn't going down like that because, things got in the way, namely ego, but we're not going to go there. But what I will say, though, is that resistance pushed me in the direction that I needed to go. And I am lucky enough and blessed enough to have gained the kind of elders who do see my potential and want to push me forward. So you just got to find your own lane at every point, even if it's not to be the next Malcolm X or Fred Hampton or whoever. Maybe there is no name for who you attend or who you are going to become someday. Maybe you are, creating a whole new lane for progress for your people. You got to be willing to take that risk, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you calling in. I'm glad, again, everything went good. Thank you for your participation.
Absolutely. I appreciate you.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will do. You do the same.
All right. And I'm going to call you.
Okay.
I feel like I let you down. The podcast thing was supposed to happen on the 20th, and I dropped the ball and didn't get with you in enough time to make it happen. So I feel like I let you down. So we gonna
listen. It's been a very busy week. I don't blame you. I was supposed to have been posted my teaser earlier today, but I had an interview and then I had another interview, and I've been busy myself. That's why I postponed it to the 28th. So you got enough time.
All right, Raven. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. That was Raven Mundy. She was I would say one of the moderators of the conversation last night. And, but based on the portions that I've seen little clips here and there, everything looked to go pretty good. If you were there, if you went and you want to tell us how it was for you, then please feel free to give us a call, 513-717-KING, 513-717-5464. Please feel free to call. John says, I disagree. I'm not sure who he's disagreeing with. And I'm not saying that I know a whole lot of conversation happens that I don't get an opportunity to see. So he's disagreeing with someone or something. But he said, I disagree. Donald Trump has changed the landscape of politics. You don't have to be politically correct. You can be direct as long as you have the backing and trust of enough people. Well, look, understand, this ain't going to sound good. But hopefully I'll be able to say it and then clear it up afterwards. Donald Trump can do stuff that everybody else can't do. Like it's acceptable for Donald Trump to do certain stuff that it's not acceptable for other people to do. So to just run, head first, trying to be Donald Trump, some people that's gonna mess you up. Kamala could not have just stood up there and told lies. Just lie, and been effective. Because she's gonna be under more scrutiny due to the fact that she's a woman, due to the fact that she's black, due to the fact that she's Indian, due to the fact that, she is a Democrat, tied to the Biden administration. There's gonna be a whole lot more scrutiny. So every Democrat can't run in doing the Donald Trump. First, doing the Donald Trump is not looked upon favorably for good reasons. Because the man just lies. He just flat out, he lies. He's a horrible human. He lies, he deceives, he insults, everything negative he does. You don't want to be trying to be only, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't do it. But this is still America. And Donald Trump can be received that way based on a number of things. He comes from a position of privilege. It's not like he had to work hard to, attain his financial success. But people see financial success and they automatically think smart, brilliant, good businessman. That's not necessarily. I remember watching Arsenio Hall, and I know I'm bringing up Arsenio Hall in this conversation, but I remember watching Arsenio Hall, and I guess someone had said something about Sylvester Stallone being dumb. I'm not saying Sylvester Stallone is dumb. I don't know Sylvester Stallone. But Arsenio said, Sylvester Stallone dumb? No way. You know how much money he got? You can't be dumb and have that much money. And I'm like, people actually believe that. So if my daddy died and gave me my daddy gave me $400 million, I got $400 million, what, now I'm automatically a genius? So there comes some level of acceptance just by virtue of the fact that, and you didn't do nothing for it, but you got $400 million. Because people automatically believe you got money, you smart. You got money, you're worth listening to. You got money, all of that stuff. So that's one advantage. Of course, he's white. Of course, he's a male. So, that's three pretty big things right out the gate. So no, he didn't remake, and I'm not saying that you use these words, but he didn't remake the roadmap for, all this stuff. He didn't do that. He created maybe a new roadmap for some other rich white man. And yes, heterosexual as well. For some rich heterosexual white man, he created maybe a new path that they can go on. But just not in general in America. Yeah, to be black. I know people hate it when people say this, but you can't. Trump is clearly of below average intelligence. Clearly. He's of below average morals. Clearly. And again, I just say, and anybody can, if you be honest, you don't have to answer, but be honest. Do you really believe that if you took Barack Obama and you gave him Trump's intelligence, Trump's morality, Trump's history, Trump's criminal convictions, Trump's civil judgments, Trump's bankruptcies, Trump's mouth, Trump's attitude, and you put, Barack Obama, and then he ran for president, you think he would stand a chance? So yeah, I mean I get what you're saying in terms of there is no acceptable whatever, but I think there still is. There still is. There still is for some people. Because this stuff has to be strategic. In my opinion, it has to be strategic. Okay, I'm sorry. I see a call coming in. Caller.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
If I were any better, I'd be twins.
Okay. What's on your mind, Fame?
I'm disgusted right now.
Oh.
Just heard one of the worst phone calls I've ever heard. You know how you get on Lincoln Ware about bringing certain white women to the community? You brought this monster to the community.
Well,
you know,
hold on. First, I don't get on Lincoln Ware for bringing white women to the community.
Who's that get on him about bringing Hagit Lamore and those people from those newscasters into the community?
I think that was Nate Livingston.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's all right.
Mea culpa. Mea culpa.
But I reject your premise that Raven Bundy is a monster in any way, shape, or form.
Well, you brought her to the community, so of course you're not going to accept that. But, again, this will be the last time you hear from me until 2026.
Okay.
But just like I told your partner in crime, Randall K. Wyatt, the other day, the entitlement. We're here to hear a message from Dr. Umar. She turns it into her own self-validation and affirmations. It's like, damn, what did he have? What did he say? What did he say? We don't care about how it affected you. Tell us what he said.
I think she did.
You understand? She did, and every sentence was about her.
She was there. She was a part of the conversation.
Every sentence was about her.
But did you hear the question that I asked her?
Yeah, I did. You kind of walked her into it, those softball questions. And she claims that she wasn't allowed to, she claims that she was only allowed to do. You gave her softball questions.
Hold on, no. The question was, I wanted her take on the event and how was her experience. How did she feel about meeting Dr. Umar? How did she perceive? What were her takeaways? So it was important for her to talk about her because all the questions was about her.
Very well. Yeah, and as far as, Cincinnati having new leaders, younger leaders, that's never going to happen. There's a woman, very loud, very vocal, very probably listening, probably going to call in and talk her a little shit about me, and that's fine. But there was a group of young people that were trying to become leaders. I remember them calling, remember when they did the little monkey-ass shit down at City Hall with the mural and stuff? There was a group of young people down there in that audience calling her out like, hey, when do we get to step up? We got rhymes. When do we go? And then, her, the weed-selling reverend, what's his name, Lynch, Dame up at Prospect, they were all shutting those young folks down because that's a stigma. That's one of the pillars of the black community. Old folks being disrespectful to younger folks. You'll never get, it's the only community that is like that. Where not only do they stymie you, they actually disrespect you with them stymieing you.
Well, I reject that the black community is the only community that does virtually anything, but especially
it's the only community that you and I are in.
Well,
that's why I'm saying it's the only community. I don't care what the white community does. I don't care what the Hispanic community does. I care what the black community does.
Well, that's
and in
fine.
the black community, old black folks love shitting on kids and younger people.
But
anybody. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Some would argue that you are a participant in that.
Maybe I am, but I'm necessary. That's the difference between me and anybody else. I'm necessary. Now, any one of these hags or sucker dudes that's in the audience that's saying that, you can meet me at Coping Park anytime you want.
Why would they
and we can discuss whatever you want to discuss. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm
Hoping-
saying it. No, I'm saying that you are participating in it.
No, I'm not. I don't think I am, but okay. But hey, I'm not gonna reject your opinion. That's your opinion. If that's the opinion that you have of me, if that's what I'm giving you to work with, I have nothing more to add to that than to just say I apologize, but that's not what my intent is. You know, that's just how you're receiving it. You know, because you know your protege is being called to task.
I don't know that you're not actually calling her to task. It just feel like you got an axe to grind, and you don't like her.
I do.
for
I can't
whatever
stand that
reason.
motherfucker. I do. I do have an axe to grind.
Right. So it's
I
not.
do have an axe to
you're
grind. I
calling
don't
to
like
task.
her. I am reveling in her misery. F you, woman. You got what you deserved.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But hey, I mean, you brought it up. I just figured rather than rejecting your deposit, I just figured I'd say, I agree, and here's why.
Right. So you can, but I don't know that it's consistent to complain about older people being disrespectful to younger people when you yourself admittedly are an older person being disrespectful to a younger person. There's no consistency.
Because that entitlement of that generation, the entitlement of that generation is like, you got to be, it's kind of like rap music. Everybody thinks that just because I like rap, I have to like every rapper. No, I'm the consumer. You have to have me gravitate toward you. Just like if you want to be a leader, I have to gravitate toward you, not listen to you bellyache and cry because your message ain't being felt.
But every leader is not for every person. So maybe what some of us older people have to understand is, all right, you can be a leader. I cannot like you and I cannot follow you, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you're a leader. You're the group of people that you lead. I'm just not a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. You can call yourself what you want to call yourself. Just like musician Andre Young could call himself Dr. Dre, even though he's not a doctor. You can call yourself what you want to do. Just because you call yourself a leader doesn't mean that you are.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's all I got. Hey, man, it's always a pleasure. I really wish we talked more because I enjoy your show. But like I said, sometimes I would just feel like, other than the day, I would just feel like I'm being redundant, piggybacking on what you say because we agree so much. But hey, man, it's always a pleasure.
Always.
I had fun, and I'll holler at you in 2026 unless something chaps my ass and makes me want to call.
All right.
All right, B.
All right. All right. That was Fame. Look, I understand to some degree what he was saying. Some of what he was saying was really just hate, and he admitted it. He has a degree of. Oh, hold on, I got a call coming in. Brent.
What's going on, E-Man?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I did get a chance to listen to the live stream that was on YouTube, and it was pretty good. He did lay out. I'd have to go back and look at it, but he did lay out, especially during the question and answer, 4 and 5 points on what the community, specific to Cincinnati, but I'm sure he says it every stop he goes, on how to make improvements. One thing in particular, he was talking about the school system. And I first learned about Dr. Umar before the school. That the school is a whole different ball game. But he would have black college tours, to where he would take kids from up there in Philly and New York, and do the Southern tour for the black colleges. But also with him being a certified or licensed school psychologist, he does a lot of work in trying to help black parents keep their children out of the special education system and off of Ritalin and those other drugs. So
Okay.
So that's some stuff that he does. And he actually, the number he gave out, I think it's been like 10 years ago, but he would give out that number, and it was like a Tuesday morning, 7 o'clock Eastern call, to where just random parents would call in and tell them the situation that was going on with their children, and he would give them documents and forms to fill out and tell them exactly the steps they had to take in order to challenge what the school was telling them that they had to do, even though they really didn't have to do it. So, that's how I initially, got turned on to him. And then the school, and, it didn't come off as quickly as he said it would, but I know there's a few different instances where he was trying to buy, I think it was Paul Quinn College, an HBCU that shut down, but that fell through because the black church that owned it, I think it was, I don't know if it was AME or it may have been AME, church that owned it didn't want to sell it to him, and then ultimately got the school in Delaware, and the rest is history. So, and then his we all know his antics, that he does take it up to a whole nother level. At times he is a caricature of himself, which I can respect as being a wrestling fan. That he turns it up every now and then, to get attention, but then he's able to bring it back down to where it's actually Dr. Umar, not the King Kong of consciousness, which, and I wish he wouldn't call himself that, but he does.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But even the dynamic you were hit on a little bit earlier, you were talking about what he was talking about too was the old guard not wanting to give up that leadership, and the same thing happened with Martin Luther King Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I think you talked about it briefly, but the only reason why there is a progressive Baptist church is because Martin and his father used to be a part of the National Baptist Convention, and at one of the conventions there was a power struggle. One of the preachers gets accidentally knocked off the stage and dies, actually. And so, the old guard, they didn't want to, whether it's either they didn't want their money messed up or they thought King was being too radical, which is, crazy because folks don't think of King as being radical. But he formed the the Progressive Baptist Church. So I just happen to know about it because I've been in Baptist Church and National Baptist Convention, and I know a few people who were actually a part of that. Were actually at that convention. Some of the older folks, which is just interesting, sitting back listening to some of their stories. But yeah, you always need to have that when you had the back and forth between Malcolm and Martin. And, they even said in their conversations that they had, they got interviews you can go back and watch, to where they said, yeah, we had good conversations. We ain't going to tell you what we talked about. But they played off of each other.
Yeah.
And, Martin pretty much saying, look, you can either deal with me or you can deal with that crazy joker.
Right.
What's it going to be? So, they both had the same goal. They just had different ways they thought it should occur. Just like towards the end of Martin Luther King's life, pops up the Black Panther Party, which came out of SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee.
I think so. I think that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it came out of that because they felt progress wasn't moving fast enough. So you had the Stokely Carmichael, which when they changed the thing, that was H. Rap Brown or something like that. And of course, about Huey P. Newton. So I'm missing the other name. I can't think of the guy's name, but he actually became a politician out there in San Francisco. But all of these organizations are necessary, and each of them show where that when the old heads didn't step aside or help, get them to where they need to go, they created their own.
Right.
They didn't sit back and complain. They didn't sit back and whine and moan.
Well, they did.
Well, they complained and whined and moaned, but then they got to the point where, okay, I just make my own thing.
Right.
Same thing with Al Sharpton with the National Action Network, and Jesse Jackson with his Rainbow Push and his organization. So, and even when you remember with Barack Obama was up on podium, and then Jesse Jackson got caught on a hot mic, pretty much saying, "Look at that joker. I need to, wish somebody would clip his nuts."
Yeah.
Essentially what he said. So there's always going to be that internal struggle because, you got the old folks, the older folks who have power, and power is intoxicating. And there's financial benefits and also just that fame benefit. And they are less likely to give it up to someone younger because they want it all. But that's human nature. You just don't want two of those ginger snaps out of the bag. You want the whole damn bag.
You damn
damn
straight.
You little baby.
Damn straight.
Get your hand out of there.
All right.
But one more thing.
Okay.
And let's just go ahead and put this on out here. Fame does not like all women. Fame does not like all men. That's something he got to work out, and maybe Dr. Chantel Thomas can help him with that. But he's mentioned on a couple of times before that when I call in, his ass itches. So I got some advice. Hot water, soap, and a wash rag. Start with that. Lather it up real good. Take that bar of soap. Lather it up real good. Use that towel and scrub. Rinse and repeat. Now, after that, if your ass is still itching when you hear my voice, you need to go see a damn doctor. Because there might be some things that you have done that maybe you shouldn't have been doing.
Well, but that is clearly not what he means when he talk about something chapped.
Are you sure?
I'm certain. I'm certain.
Because he is so damn emotional. He was trying to hook up with people in the comment section, wanting to meet them at a park. And I heard about them Cincinnati Park where men's meeting up. That's illegal. You will get arrested. He
wants to meet at the park to talk.
Oh, that's what they call it now? Okay, that's what they call it. Oh, well. But nah. But yeah, but he is just, wow. He is just him. But that's, as long as I know him, that's how he's been. And he still is so emotional that he won't mention LG's name and LG won't mention his name, even though they were like frickin' frack, which is just, is childish. And, I expect more of that out of men. But there's, there's certain people who won't mention your name. So,
that's true.
And I'll say the same thing there. That's childish. Come on now.
I call everybody's name because I don't care. So
there you go. Hey, you still go by the Cat Williams. Well, Cat Williams stole your name and names.
Yes, he did. He did. He get all the credit. He get all the credit for it. Damn it.
Yeah. But hot water, soap, penicillin, ointment. Because all things aren't necessary. I don't think hemorrhoids are necessary. And I know some women who have been pregnant that have gotten hemorrhoids, and they could probably truly confirm that, damn it, they could have dealt without them hemorrhoids. So, man, just do better. Do better. Just because you don't like her because she's tall. And that's what a lot of it is. Keep it moving. Find someone else that you can like.
All right.
But that's it. No wrestling report, LaDonna. I haven't watched any since the last time I was on. So,
Brent, I appreciate your call.
All right.
That was Brent. Any other takes? Again, like I said yesterday, I didn't say this part yesterday. I do get frustrated, and I heard Dr. Umar Johnson say this when I was watching Lincoln's show, and at least I think I heard him say it on Lincoln's show, and then I heard him say it again. Okay, hold on, I got another call coming in. Hold on a second, caller. I heard him say it again in a clip that I heard at the event, that we're the only community where our older people don't want to basically cede leadership to the younger people. And I hate when I hear people, almost anytime you hear somebody say, black people are the only people who, they're not telling you the truth. They're not telling you the truth. How old was Strom Thurmond? But he was still a senator. Mitch McConnell is what? He's 83 and he's just now
right.
saying, I'm not going to run again. It's black people are not the only people
For real?
who stay in leadership too long.
Uh-huh.
CK.
I could have come to your house.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. CK?
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry.
You all right?
How
there?
you been? Yes, I was talking to a pleasant. Yes.
All right. What's
yes.
on your mind?
Hey, man, great show. I just heard my man. What was his name? His name
Brent?
escaped. Brent.
Okay.
Brent, the wrestling dude.
Yes.
Yeah, I just listened to him. His call was, I liked it. You hear me? I liked it.
Okay.
I mean, I feel that you've been doing progression with your podcast. What's your feeling on your podcast progression, sir? Your PP.
I don't like the way that sounds.
I mean, my bad. How do you feel about your podcast progression from the beginning to present day?
I feel like it's still the same.
Are we getting up there? Are we close to the numbers? I mean, has it gotten bigger?
It's gotten a little bigger, but I mean, I'm happy with whatever it is, but I think it's been the same. I don't think I've shown any growth or progression, but that's only because I don't need to, because I'm already there. But, you know, everybody else.
When you say you were already there, what you mean by that?
I mean, I'm already, like, you know how people have to grow and become a better version of themselves, you know, to become the ultimate version of themselves. I'm already the ultimate version of myself. So there's no room or need for growth.
So how long have you been the ultimate version of yourself, sir?
I would have to think back on it. It's not that important, though. Just know that.
I mean, like over 5 years, or over 10. What you mean? Like you had it, like you had to get grades to get that. That wasn't in your dark hair life, was it?
I think it was, yeah.
So you saying you always been the best?
No,
you could be?
not always.
Oh.
But I definitely am.
I mean, because, you know, me, I was progressing, you know, being a man of God. And like I said, when I added this prayer, the prayer and celibacy is key to success. If you could be celibate, if you could, and pray for people, you know what I mean? And then you got to figure out, it's hard figuring out that charity. Do you know about charity?
I'm not even sure what you're talking about. It's hard figuring out what?
To become the best version of myself, I had to go through hell. See, you ain't really went through a lot. That's why you be so, you know what I mean? You just be like, you be thinking people be lying and exaggerating. You know, these people done lost a lot of people, man.
Look, CK, okay, I'm being silly. I'm definitely not the ultimate version of myself. I try to learn and grow every day. Have I grown? I hope I've grown, you know, since I've started on this particular platform. I hope I've grown. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't understand the whole you have to go through. You said what? Something and
your adversity,
celibacy, so
your
you
adversity.
can learn about the cherry.
Yeah, you have to pray, celibacy, and prayer, celibacy, and charity. Those are three monumental keys to success. And,
hold on. I'm really confused. There's a little bit of noise going on in the background.
Hold on, let me fix it.
No, not you. Not in your background. In my background, little baby is in here,
okay.
and you know she's doing some stuff. Did that come out of there? That's okay. I'll fix it. Little baby is in here, and she's doing some stuff, and so I'm having. You're saying, what's the last thing that you're saying that begins with a C?
Charity.
Okay, because I thought you were saying cherry, and I was like, he's making a bad joke, I think, but I wasn't sure, and that's why I kept trying
What you thought I was saying?
Cherry.
No, charity, like
Okay.
charity
Okay.
to give. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
celibacy and figuring out the cherry all went together. So
Yeah,
knowing that I still
You-
don't know how charity and celibacy go together, but I'm sure you're gonna get
No,
there
it-
quickly.
Yeah, prayers, celibacy, and charity, they all align.
Okay.
So you take the sex out of it so you could be more loved. See, women love you more when they know, you know what I mean, what you're about. You see what I'm saying? They know more of you about when you're not lustful. You know what I mean? When you're just a regular person, now you're in need. So it's no impressing. I'm just a celibacy leads to honesty. See, I don't have to try to impress him. I'm just, I am what I am. See, but sometimes when you're trying to get them girls, you might try to put on a facade.
Okay. That's
So when you be
unfortunate.
celibate, that makes them throw it at you. And then you got to understand the charity is you got to be willing to give. Whatever you give the world gives back. But try to give to people who appreciate what you give them, Livingston. This is key.
Okay.
This is key. Don't just give it just to give it.
Right.
Give it to somebody that appreciates it.
Okay.
Like a hungry person, you feed them. Now they appreciate. Bullshit. Oh, that's how they be when they eat. Cause they starve and you came through. Go to corral, gift card, something like that.
Well,
You take care of it.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
I like to give. Now, it is nice to be appreciated, but I'm going to tell you that when I give, one of the last things that I'm thinking about is the reaction of the person that I'm giving to. I'm giving, for me, it is selfish, but I'm giving because I see usually a person with a need and I want to try to help meet that need. And it's somebody that, you know, either I might think it's worthy or again, I might not know them. I might not ever see them, even sometimes anonymously where I'll never know their reaction if they appreciate it or not, but I want to help meet a need. And I think if you're giving because you want to receive appreciation, praise, or anything like that, then that might be something inside of you that you might want to work on.
No, it doesn't need to be worked out. When I'm effed up in these streets, starving, broke, ain't got nowhere to stay, where's all these people I gave to? What is you talking about? That's reasonable. If I helped you out when you needed a place to stay, Livingston, good God, can you look out for me? Damn. That's not asking for too much. Stop making me like a bad guy because I'm helping, but I'm helping you because I could be in the same situation as you, sir.
Okay,
That's not unreasonable, sir.
Again, it's not necessarily unreasonable in my mind. I'm not telling you you're wrong, sir. I'm telling you that in my mind, you're operating maybe out of the wrong spirit. Okay.
I got you.
From my perspective, look, if I'm ever in need, I'm not going to the people that I helped. Like, I helped you, now you help me. I hope that because I gave freely with a good spirit and the right heart, that the universe, if you want to call it that, sends me somebody to help me with a good spirit and a right heart. But I didn't give to get in return. I gave to give.
That soliloquy was said eloquently. That soliloquy was excellent. You hear me? I couldn't have said it better myself. You're right. You 100%. You saying the stuff I do for people is gonna come right back around. You ain't got to appreciate. You ain't got to look for it from the same people you gave it to. The world is just gonna pay you back the way it goes.
Oh, well,
that's the way it's going.
It may or it may not come back around. Hopefully, you never need it to come back around.
Oh man, yeah, I definitely listen, sir. only reason I'm giving because I know I feed people because I know I'm greedy. I like to eat. So by me being so generous with food giving, people right back that way with me.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? That girl gave me some Chinese food today.
All right. What's your go-to?
You know what I mean?
What's your go-to Chinese meal?
I like the half rice, chicken lo mein. Give me the pork and chicken lo mein, half rice, half chicken. Throw that soy sauce on that joint. Or you can get the 10 wing not hot, 4 chicken wings and French fries, New York style. I can go with that hot sauce and ketchup. I can go with that, but that lo mein, rice, chicken, pork, mush it all together.
All right.
What you think?
Well, I've never had any of those dishes, but I asked your opinion, and if that's what you like, that's what you like.
Hold on, you never tried lo mein?
No.
Chicken lo mein?
No.
So what you be getting, the pork fried rice?
Man, I'm shrimp fried rice all day. You want that
Yeah,
shrimp fried rice? Yeah, I want shrimp fried rice. Shrimp fried rice. Yeah, shrimp fried rice. That's what I want. Yeah, all day. Maybe some Hong Kong chicken. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, you want the Hong Kong chicken. Hong Kong chicken. Oh yeah, Hong Kong chicken. That's what I want. Yes. Those are.
So
those
do you
are my
get your
two
shrimp fried rice with the chicken wings?
No, I've never had shrimp fried rice with chicken wings.
I like the way your culture. It's like we're in a whole different world when we eat right around the corner from each other. That's crazy. I'm like, hey, that's pretty good. You ain't even ate the ghetto version of Chinese food like they be doing in New York. New York start to get the chicken, 10 wing not hot, 10 wing not hot.
Yeah.
Chicken wings with that. Oh my God, man. Man, I'm gonna listen to your program. Thank you for taking my platform, and much love to the family. You know how we do it.
All right, and you shouldn't do the voice, just so you know. I think that's racist.
What the voice?
Yeah, I think that's racist.
No, okay, it is. I agree with you, but you know, damn.
All right.
I love that lady though. Thank you, brother.
I agree. I feel you. All right, CK. Thank you, CK, for calling. I appreciate it. What were we talking about? I was talking about the fact that only black people. I wish people would stop saying that. We the only people who. Because it's usually not good when people say it. And I always wonder, how are you pro-black? Stereotyping black people in a negative way that is factually inaccurate. Like, at least if you're going to stereotype us, make it accurate. But no, we're not the only people who anything. I might say that 10 more times in the next 4 minutes because I want people to get it through your head. As soon as you hear black people are the only people who, just automatically dismiss that. Automatically dismiss it. Whatever it is. I mean, even if it's good, we're probably not the only people who do it. But it's usually not said when it's good. What else? There was something else that I wanted to say about this whole leadership piece. And the way that things end up going, and it is going to be difficult. I don't think I'm a pessimist. People say I am. I don't think I'm a pessimist. But yeah, I really don't see things changing for us. I think, we in a position where, we're going to have to fight as a group of people until the end of time. Unless something like super radical happen and, some crazy disease come that wipe out all the majority of white people here in America, or, something like that. I think, because I genuinely don't think that it's, I don't even know if I want to say that. I don't know that I want to say. I was about to say something. I don't know that I want to say it. I've changed my mind before it came out. Y'all know I do censor myself before I say things out loud. So even the stuff that y'all think sound crazy that I say out loud, it went through the whole filtration process and it made it through. So it is what it is. Uh, 513-717-KING. That's 513-717-5464. I would love to hear your thoughts on the state of leadership in the black community. Sometimes I really do feel like, even though I'm guilty of it, I really do feel like I'm tired of being lectured. I'm tired of being lectured, but I understand, you got people. I'm going to pause that. I'm going to pause that thought. Can I say one other thing that I think that some of us don't get? I don't think we all get roles. I don't think everybody understands the role that they're supposed to play. I think that's what messed stuff up sometimes. I don't know how deep I want to go into it. I remember I was talking to Christopher Smitherman. This was years and years ago, before, he decided, this is my perception, before he decided that it was okay to damage the black community. When he seemed to want to be helpful to the black community. And I remember he was planning a protest. I was not in the planning of the protest, but he was planning a protest. In the midst of him planning this protest, aside from what I'm about to tell you, we had a conversation. And in the conversation, we were just kind of, back and forth, when he used to do a show at the bus, and we were kind of back and forth. And I was sharing with him, it was a little piece that, somebody else had shared with me, and I thought about it. And I was sharing with him, like, I'm not sure that we all know our roles. And he asked me, well, what do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that. And I said, okay, I overheard you, you're talking about a protest that you're going to have. And, he was saying, everybody should be there, and the rich people should be there, and the poor people should be there, and the this should be there, and everybody should be at this protest. And I was saying to him, I'm not sure that that's the best strategy. I don't know that you want your lawyers at the protest getting arrested. You want your lawyers on the ready for when y'all get arrested to be able to represent y'all in court. You want the people with money to be available to post bond. You know what I'm saying? Start a fund, and you want them to, be able to post bond. You don't want the rich people arrested. You don't want the lawyers arrested. Not that they're better than anybody else so they can't be arrested. But everybody need a role. And Lincoln Ware, which this is where this whole piece with Lincoln Ware came from. Y'all will recognize some of this stuff. Lincoln Ware was supposed to be at the protest. And I'm like, you don't want Lincoln Ware down there getting arrested. Lincoln is your voice. How's your voice going to do you any good in jail? Lincoln can be there, but Lincoln shouldn't be getting arrested. Lincoln should be here to tell the story of what happened. Everybody got a role. And I don't know that a lot of people think about stuff like that. Everybody just wanna, because there's passion and everything. And then I think one thing that we don't, I'm gonna tell you who should be getting arrested. This is gonna sound crazy. I'm gonna tell you who should be getting arrested. The leaders should be getting arrested. And the young people should be getting arrested. The leaders should be getting arrested, and the young people should be getting arrested. In my mind, that's how you develop leaders. I didn't tell the whole thing, so that just sounds crazy just on its face. But you take a group of responsible adult leaders. And again, this was a protest that they knew people were going to get arrested. They knew it. Like there was no, oh, we might get arrested and so. No, it was like, okay, we going down there. They're going to tell us that we can't assemble there. We're going to defy them and they are going to arrest us. That was understood. You take your group of mature, responsible leaders. You put things in place, like I said, legal representation, money to bond people out, and all of that kind of stuff. And you pair them with a group of juveniles. Yeah, juveniles. Under 18 people. And y'all go, and y'all do the protest, and you get arrested, and they get arrested. Number one, there is some strength in numbers. Number two, these are juveniles, so, this stuff don't go on a permanent record. They get to see the seriousness of the issue. They get to deal with, see the way that it works and the impact of a protest and the injustice of being arrested, fighting for your rights. They get to be on the front line of the strategy because, of course, you explain to them what's going on. The parents ain't losing time at work, getting points or, whatever demerit system that they have at work, being late, losing money. And they know you, they trust you. You're gonna protect their child. So there shouldn't be this concern. Oh my God, there's gonna be some worry. But I don't know that anybody really thinks that way anymore. Like, no, we need to protect our kids from this stuff. Our kids don't need to see this. I don't want my kids to struggle the way I struggled. What we see, in my opinion, we see the results of that. I think we see the results of our young people being isolated and or insulated from dealing with the struggle, being taught that they don't have to deal with the struggle. To the point that some of them don't think it's a struggle anymore. Some of them think we've arrived. Ain't nothing to fight for. What are we fighting for? Ain't nothing to fight for. Ain't no racism don't even exist no more. Y'all know that was my kick for a long time because people were saying that to me for years. And then when I start saying it out loud, they realize how foolish it sounds, so they stop saying it. But we isolate them, and then what they got now? They got a whole lot of free time. You're giving them, all the trappings of, I guess, creating what they perceive to be the trappings of wealth and privilege. Because now they feel like, oh, they can get it, I can get it. And if I can't get it the way that they get it, then I'm going to take it. Or, like, for real, is it, quote unquote, cool? Nobody says cool anymore. I don't know what the word is nowadays because I'm old. But is it cool when you hear young people talking? How many of their heroes are people who fight for equality and justice? And we're like, man, what's going on with the young people? When I was coming up, young people this. When I was coming up, young people that. That's because look at who their heroes was. Like, for real, these were people who was like looking up to Dr. King and them. These are people who were kids who were literally marching with Dr. King and them. And then they grew up and said, my kids ain't gonna never have to go through that. So I think that is a part of the issue, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I think it's so much, and like I saw somebody say something like leadership. Oh, these cold chills is driving me crazy. I heard somebody say leadership is organic. I don't know that that's true. I don't think that's true. I mean, I guess it can happen sometimes just organically. Somebody is just literally fed up with something and then other people get on board with whatever their struggle is. But little baby is playing with a yo-yo. So she's walking the dog. It's a yo-yo term. She's walking the dog, but she ain't really walking the dog. She just dragging the yo-yo. She not good at it yet. She's not good at it yet.
I am. But I'm just playing with it.
Yeah, you're not good at it yet.
I am.
I don't think you can even do it twice.
I did.
Yeah, make it go down and come up. And make it go down and come up.
Okay.
All right. She about to try that. It's not gonna happen. But that's the noise that y'all hear. That's the noise that y'all hear.
I heard
You heard what?
her. You said it. She's not.
I didn't say that. No, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
It just went down and bounced halfway up and then bounced a quarter of the way up and then stopped. That's not it.
It is.
No, here.
is.
Here, give it to me.
No.
No, give it to me. Give it to me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I mean. And when you can do this. Here, give it to me. Give it to me. I'm going to give it right back. I don't know why. Why do you have, what is this?
Because.
Well, here, you can put this back in there when I'm done.
No.
Yes, you can put it back in there when I'm done. I'm gonna take this off of here. Oh, you got it on there that way. Oh my goodness.
Just
Now it's gonna be all greasy. How do you got it in there? Here, this is the way you do this. You don't put your finger in there. You put this through here. Then that way you can make that as big as you want to. See how it slipped through? Yeah. You do that. This is what I mean. When you can do this. Down, up. Down, up. That's when you can do it. Yeah. Not what you was doing. So, here. All right. She got a new task. Really cool. But what was I saying? Oh, organically. Yeah, no. A lot. Yes, that was lip gloss. A lot of that stuff don't happen organically. Y'all really think Rosa Parks was just tired of sitting down and one day she was on the bus and they said, get up, and she was like, nah. I mean, that's a great narrative. That's not the way that went. There was strategy that went into that. Rosa Parks, they picked her specifically the way she looked, for what her job was, all of that kind of stuff. It was planned. It wasn't just organic. People think it was organic, and that was a great story, but it wasn't. They had meetings about it. She wasn't the first person to do that. It was planned. It was strategic. They thought about the optics. They thought about even down, of course, to her skin color. Like everybody, a lot of people know this. Everybody don't, but a lot of people know this. It wasn't organic. It was planned. So I'm not sure that this stuff is as organic as y'all might think. And I think waiting for stuff to organically happen, you end up making bad decisions, doing bad things in a bad way, and then maybe being less effective than you should be. Hold on, Twin is calling. Twin, I was trying to answer the phone. I don't know what happened. Twin was calling. I tried to answer and it wouldn't pick up. Maybe the phone system knows something. No, Twin, call back. Call back. I'll answer the phone. I was trying to answer it. I don't know what happened, but I'll take your call. I'll take your call. Um, let's see. All right, there we go. Twin.
Trying to be funny, ain't you, man?
Who I've not told a single joke.
You're trying to be funny already.
I'm
Starting everything, man. We just got on here a second or two. Here you go, start.
I've not told a single joke. I wouldn't do that. I'm not a funny guy.
Yeah, you funny, especially when you get off the phone and tell your 1972 story. No, you good, man. I thought you broke bottles or something down in the basement. But you say there's your grandbaby playing with the yo-yo or something.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, it sounded like some glasses, chandeliers shaking or something like that. Thought you hooked the basement up or something from the sound of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You was right, Emanuel. They don't tell a full story, man. They just say Rosa Parks did this, but it was I forgot the other lady that did it before her. Because, she looked funny acting, so they had to pick Rosa because she looked better than her. So that's why they made it like that. She too ugly.
I'm rejecting that it's because she looked better.
Man, what they said.
Because she looked different. And it was more acceptable, palatable to hopefully.
They really don't talk about
the
they
white
say
people.
Rosa Parks, but she the one really, did it and everything. Did it before Rose and then refused to get up. What else did you talk about, Emanuel? You did something yesterday. I can't recall. It was something.
I don't know. What did I do yesterday?
You won't put me on a third time, so you talk smack. Then when I try to call back, you won't put me on. I know you had to leave yesterday.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
cool,
was not putting you on a third time. I make no apologies for that.
I know. Your show. Oh, Emanuel, in my eyes, man, as I look at it, man, if people stop being gatekeepers and all that, you can get those young folks knowledge, kick it to them, but they feel like, hey, now I don't want this person to know this much and stuff. They might take my position. They might take this or make more money, and I lose this, I lose that. So it's about not. That's why some people lost and everything, because she probably not all the way hurt, but she over it, and I'm glad she is raving here, because I think she probably was gonna blow up and everything. And then you feel like you can't express yourself, and knowledge, and you gotta click in with this new generation. Then let me flow, man. This is what I signed up for. But people don't like to see you shine, or we can't talk about that. And if I can't talk about what I want to talk about and keep it real and let the people know, then what I'm here for? I got to move around.
Okay.
She went to school for all that, and I was looking at it like, man, $10 an hour, it ain't worth it. But if you thriving for what my bad, man. When you thrive from what you been into, and this was all then I can't knock you and stuff. Continue on with your career, pursue it, whatever what you wanted to do. But when I'm trying to push my issue about it and like the demands of the young folks, which we need to do right now, if you're having a podcast or whatever, and you gotta just blend in with the new generation. But you're not gonna hold me back, and I gotta express what I want to say. You're not gonna keep me from saying what I gotta say. I'm not gonna stand on y'all code or whatever. Go by y'all rules. I gotta express this. If that community hurt, it's hurt. You don't tell me, no, that's community good. They don't need no park. They don't need no center. They don't need no Walmart or something. No. If I can't talk about that or talk about something really, then like these kids mine or whatever. But, for each his own, man. It was a good, I didn't go. I gave my tickets to the neighbor. It was a good, platform or whatever. And what they did last night, Dr. Umar, I liked it when I seen on Raven Page. A good question she talk about, because there's a lot of, man, that's what's wrong with this community though, man, the old heads and everything. they don't want to kick knowledge really to the young. So this is what we get, and it's a lot of gatekeepers. It seems like if we don't know you and we don't mess with you, man, we can't roll with you.
Well,
And
I don't
it
know
ain't
that I
fun.
100% agree with what you just said, though.
What you mean?
You said that's what's wrong with our communities is that the old people don't want to kick knowledge to the young people. I don't know that it's that simple. I think the old people do want to kick knowledge to the young people, but they want sometimes they just want the young people to accept it at face value the way they want it to be accepted, and they don't want to be
Some person my age would accept it. They would accept me. But somebody like her on down, hey, you got to get out the mud, baby. I'll give you a little game. I ain't going to give you all it again. And that thing, they give you a little scoop, a little spoonful or whatever. That's it. But they ain't going to give you the whole thing. They give you halfway of it, a little teaspoon, something like that. They ain't going to give you the whole. But that's how it is, though, man.
Again, I don't necessarily agree with that. But if that's been your experience, that's unfortunate.
I can get my age, I can get the game. Your age, you can get the game. But somebody like her, no. I'll give you a little bit, but no. And especially right now in days right now, man, they ain't giving you nothing. I'll give you a little bit, but no. You got to be really down. If you go down, hey, I'll go down. Well, if I go down, you got to go down with me or whatever. That's how it is, man.
Again, I don't agree with you, but I think I understand what you're
okay,
saying.
I understand that, player. I understand that.
Okay.
You agree or don't. Oh, I definitely gotta respect you, player. Gotta respect you. What else is new, man?
I don't know. What else? What's on your mind? What's hot in the streets? What do you know about that 13-year-old who was shot?
Oh, man, I'm glad you brought it up. My sister stayed at the bottom, right? I went to, what state in Bond Hill? Just Cooking? I want to say Just Cooking.
Just Cooking is in Bond Hill.
Yeah, I went there, left there, and stuff, got some fish with my sister. She ringing my phone after I got out and everything. Well, I didn't go in yesterday. I left the other Kroger's shopping.
Some of these details are not necessary for the story.
No, I'm just saying. So
Yeah,
I went to get that, and I stopped at, what's that?
It's not necessary. It's not that important, is it? Is it? But I'm saying whatever store, what the name of the store is, it's not vital to the story. So you stopped at a store.
I stopped in a hood, man.
Okay.
Hood store, and then somebody was they was in front of me talking about it. And as I said, what? He like, such and such. I said, I know his people. I don't know the little dude. Yeah, man. They picking his body up right now. I said, oh my. And that's how I knew little shorty got shot, killed, whatever.
Okay.
I'm like, dang. So yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad. Yeah. So I don't know, man. 'Cause some little 2 weeks ago, some little boy was just playing with a gun and pointed at his foot and almost took his foot off and everything. 'Cause I wonder why he was hopping around.
Wait,
I mean,
so
what's wrong?
hold on. Let's go back to the 13-year-old who was shot. So in essence, what you're saying is you don't know anything.
I can't speak about it.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
okay to not know. There's nothing wrong with not knowing.
I wouldn't say nothing, though, but
Yeah.
if I do know, I wouldn't say nothing about it.
But you don't know, and that's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you're assuming how everybody got a story to tell.
Right, but I'm saying, all I'm
if
saying.
If I really knew about it, I wouldn't say it.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying this just to say it. Like you went into a whole story with a lot of details to say, I don't know nothing. And that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessary, and it.
I told you I didn't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing.
Right, but why did you have to tell me the whole story? Like, oh yeah, because my sister lived there, and then I went to Just Cooking, and then I made a left, and I hit my turn signal, and then my cousin called me, and then I went to this other store. Oh, what was the name of the store? Oh, I can't remember the name of the store. And then okay, but I don't know nothing. Why did you have to tell us all of those other details to say when I said what you know about that 13-year-old? You could have just said, oh, bro, I don't know nothing about that.
Why do you got to do that, man? Why we just can't have a peaceful thing? You want my blood pressure
No,
to go
I'm
down?
trying to help you. Save all the detailed stories for when details matter. But when you don't know, it's okay to just say, I don't know. You don't need a whole story to say that you don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Listen here, man. Just listen. You asked me, I told you I didn't know.
You didn't.
I was in the, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I went in the store. I didn't know about nothing until they was in front of me talking about it. I didn't know about no shooting, none of that. And so dude that was talking, he asked me, do I know such and such? I say, he was describing this person to me. I said, yeah, I know such and such. Now, yeah, he stayed like such. Yes, I know. Say his people just got shot or whatever, killed. I said, oh. And then when I, left, it was that. But they was kept talking about it and, getting their business just like that. They was saying how this and all that. But I just walked away.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't, it ain't my business.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're right. I apologize for even saying anything like what I said.
Man, no, ain't no incriminate me or whatever. It is what it is. I just walked away. It's not my business. I'm sorry it happened to the shorty like that. It's sad, man.
Okay.
I thought they said they caught him or something. I don't know.
I hadn't heard that, but it may be true.
I thought when they say they caught the 15, they did something. They said I have to go back and look. What else, man?
I'm not sure. What else is on your mind? What else is going on? What's happening in these streets?
Nothing else, I guess, man. Just be safe, man. I don't think I can tell you, but it's dangerous right now, man.
Okay. You got any questions for me?
Oh, man, I ain't got no question for you, I don't think. You said something. I can't think what you said yesterday before I left. So you hung up on me.
Oh, somebody wanted me to ask you. You called back a third time yesterday. What were you calling back for?
You said, that's what I don't know what I said yesterday.
Jerica had asked a question.
She asked me.
Jerica, what did you ask? She's in the chat. Jerica, if you can type in there the question that you had for Twin.
She said something. Oh, crazy stuff. I know she said your daddy white, if he's such and such. What she say? Something. She got a.
I'm pretty sure she didn't say that your daddy is white.
No, she said your daddy white. If your daddy white or something, she said something.
No. Okay, that's what she was asking. She was asking, how do you feel with knowing that Randall Wyatt, who does a show typically before this show, Randall Wyatt did not vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm like, man, when she asked that in the chat, and I didn't ignore it, I didn't see it, so she did it again. I'm like, Daddy Wyatt, like, man, this man, he a grown man, he can answer for himself on that.
Right, but does it change your mind? Like maybe I shouldn't have voted for Trump.
No,
he didn't vote for Trump, so maybe I shouldn't have voted for Trump.
What type of stuff y'all on, man? What, follow the leader or something?
Again,
Yellow Brick Road or something?
No, there are a lot of people who it seems, and I'm not judging because I think he's a good guy, but it seems to a lot of people that he's very influential in your thinking, and so I could understand them wanting to know how, if it would change your perspective.
No, man. That's because a person, if you roll with a person, you understand a person, where they come from, you've been in the same situation, and you know and everything, that don't mean they got to be influenced to you or something like that. I can listen to Wyatt. Something like that don't mean.
He's clearly an influence on you. He's an influence on me as well. You think when someone says that someone is an influence that's a negative thing.
I
it's not.
All that.
Yeah, it's not negative to have someone be an influence.
Man, I understand all that, man.
Okay.
But you saying you're not making no noise to me. I understand what you're coming from, brother. I understand you loud and clear. But just because I listen to Wyatt, I listen to you sometimes. That don't mean that I'm take what you giving me out. That don't mean I'm taking heed of it. or whatever, because I'm not. It might be good advice, it might not be. Like, no, they ain't, I don't know what he talking about. I might take care of it, I might not. I keep rolling. But I listen to people and everything. I really do.
Okay.
Don't mean I'm no, it ain't no monkey see, monkey do here. If I feel like it's beneficial to me, and I'll take flight with it. Other than that, hey, let's go stay there.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Not that it matters if I respect it or not, but I do.
I understand, but I don't know, she be baking too much cake and everything, overcooking them, and I'm not about to, I don't eat cake like that nowhere. She be wanting to know the National Enquirer, and I just let her keep on filling in the gaps, which don't be true.
You're using some lingo that I didn't thoroughly understand, so I'm just gonna nod and say okay and pretend like I got it.
I know you don't, player. I know you don't, but I'm just saying she always got to throw shades. They like, why my big daddy or big brother or something like that, I got to do what he do or listen to him. Come on, it ain't like that. Just because a person don't roll with that person or whatever, that don't mean nothing, man.
Okay.
It's not like that. I mean, I listen to people, but why is it different for me? We ain't the same people.
Right.
People just be killing me saying it. Oh, he your pep, he your daddy. What did Wyatt do? Come on, man, we grown. Come on, that don't sound childish.
And just for the record, he's definitely not your daddy. Right?
What you say?
I say he's definitely 100%. I'm asking. I know he not your daddy. Okay.
No, my daddy darker than me and only 5. I don't know, 5 now.
Well,
5.
That's not
80-something years old.
That's not important either. Just he's not. See, you did it again. He's not your daddy. He's not your daddy because he ain't dark enough. He not your daddy because he ain't 83. He not your daddy because he's not your daddy. all the other details don't matter.
No, I had to throw that in because you always try to correct somebody, man. So I had to throw that in, man. Because I knew you was going to say something, man. I got to have fun, man. Come on, man.
I get it.
We got to have fun, man.
That's
Because
right.
people, they mad, man. People, I get harassed every day, but, I'm not used to it, man. I'm just having fun, man. That's it.
And I get
That's
that.
it.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I don't think ain't nothing else. I ain't going to give you no wrestling report or none of that, man.
You really
That's it,
should
man.
start watching wrestling. I think you would enjoy it.
No, I used to like it though when I was shorty. I would bust my head and all that. And,
You don't have to. You can just watch it. You don't have to try to imitate it. You can just watch it.
No, I used to watch it years ago. I mean, 10, 16 years ago when the Rock and all them was on it. But, no, man.
Okay, then you wasn't no shorty 16 years ago.
I mean, when they...
You talking about I used to like it when I was a shorty. That was 16 years ago. What are you now, like 50? You was 35, 36 years old. You wasn't no shorty. So you was out there at 35 and 36 years old trying to imitate The Rock?
No, I'm talking about when Kevin Von Erich and all them, I used to like him with them. And then when The Rock and them came, he came in the late 90s? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when
But you said you used to be, getting knots on your head and stuff.
That's when I was a shorty, man. We used
You
to
was
play
35,
wrestling.
bro.
I'm talking about watching Kevin Von Erich and all them. Used to make take the cardboard with the aluminum foil and all curve the cardboard out. Remember that?
No.
So you never did nothing like that?
No.
Come on, man. Stop pump fake. You did.
I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
So you had a real championship belt.
Oh no, you're okay. I'm sorry, I was confused.
Okay.
No, you're
okay.
right. I definitely had a wrestling organization, and we definitely had championship belts. Yes.
You had a real one. Or you made it yours out the car.
Oh no, we made them. I made them.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's when I like wrestling.
But that's
Hulk
not
Hogan, Andre the Giant.
Just for the record, that's not what you said. But I'll accept your revision.
Man, I ain't mean to. All right, man, I gotta clear that up. Then I watched it a little bit when The Rock and what's his name? What's the drunk dude name? Be doing the beer. Be talking to beer in the ring.
I know, but I want to hear your rendition of his name. What do you think his name was?
About Stone Cold, Cold Stone, whatever his name. That's Cold Stone, whatever his name. Cold Stone, Cold Stone, Cold Stone Steve Austin. That's his name. The beer man, talking to the beer in the ring.
You were 100% correct. It was Cone Stove Steve Austin.
Cold.
Oh, Cone Cold Steve Austin.
You get on there. Yeah, I watched that. I said it right?
100%.
C-O-L-D, man. Cold, man. You know, I got a funny talk. Yeah, that's the only one.
I like your version better. So, yeah, that's what we going with. Cone Cold Steve Austin. I like that.
Yeah, that's the last time I watched. Other than that, then they start bringing different people out. I'm like, man, I don't know this person. I don't know that person. So after that, it is what it is. All right, man, come on, man. You making fun of me. Yeah,
I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. Twin, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Don't try, man.
All right, Twin. Man. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Twin. I do. I like Twin. I knew he was going to botch the name. That was why I wanted to hear him say it. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin. But I like his version better. Oh, I like Twin. I don't agree with him politically. But I keep telling you, I think the dude's a good dude, got a good heart. I don't agree with some of his reasoning and logic, but I think he's a good dude. You do have to stop giving a whole lot of details just to say, I don't know. Why did I need to know that you was at Just Cooking? And it wasn't even like, you was like, I was at a restaurant in Bond Hill. Like, you needed to know the name of the restaurant. And I'm thinking, that must be important to the story. But it wasn't. And then you went to somewhere else, but you needed to know the name of that store too. I mean, that's why I'm like, wait a minute, is that important to the story? No, then why? Why do you need to know? Why do we need to know all the details? That I was talking to, what was it? Let me see, it was 3 dudes or was it 4 dudes? And then the one dude, he had on a black shirt. And the other dude, he had on black shoes. But his shirt was white. But the dude with the black shirt on, his shoes was brown. And that threw me off because I was looking at the other dude, he had on brown pants. See, and all of this is just leading up to, bro, I don't know. You could have just said, I don't know. All right, y'all, I gotta get ready to get out of here. If all hearts and minds are clear, preachers do that. That means stand up. That means if you didn't know that, if you somewhere and somebody say all hearts and minds are clear and they do that, they're not summoning lightning. They telling you stand up. Mayo says that is an unflattering shirt. I'm just fat. It's not that the shirt is unflattering. I'm just fat. The body is unflattering. The shirt didn't do nothing. The shirt is just there. But yeah, all hearts and minds are clear. Let me see. I will take this time. Let's see, we'll do another 5 minutes. Scott want to know, if you got questions, I'll answer questions today. For the next 5 minutes, I will answer questions today. Nothing is off the table. You can ask anything. Now, I may not necessarily, like if you ask question that's too personal or something like that, I'm not answering. But what is it? 5:38. We'll go to 5:45. 5:45. All right. 5:45. Scott asked, did I find out how much the ticket is? No, I did not. I'll probably check tomorrow and figure out exactly what it is that I have to do to watch the video. Because he said if you watch a video, then they take some of the fine off. So, Sierra wants to know, when will you have Mrs. Livingston on? Probably never. There's a reason for that. Mrs. Livingston doesn't come on, and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know that I've ever shared the reason. I mean, it's a reasonable reason, but how do I say it? We don't necessarily want her saddled with the burden of me. There are people who don't like me. And, for example, my brother. And, they're from time to time, people are immature and even unprofessional. So, and as she goes about doing her business, she deals with the public. And so if there's somebody like, I'm not going to work with her because her, her husband, I'm not going to work with her because of it, If I was a yuck guy, then it wouldn't be an issue. But being somebody who, at least I used to say stuff that people don't like. I think I'm very mainstream now. But I used to say stuff that people didn't like. And because of that, that's why we make that decision. Let me see. There was another question. Is Nate okay? To my knowledge, Nate is just fine. When I talked to him last night, he didn't tell me he was in distress or anything of that nature. We talked about, he told me two things. Well, he told me more than two things, but two things that y'all might even be mildly interested in. He said, did you see that Donald Trump endorsed Byron Donalds for governor of Florida? I was like, no, I didn't see that. I'll have to look that up. I didn't look it up yet. And he said, why do you keep saying that Ron was right? Ron was wrong. And I said, no, I think Ron was right. I was saying that, Jasmine Crockett was on the government oversight committee of the House. And he sent me a link, and she's on the oversight, the Doge committee. And he was saying, but that's not in any way associated with what Elon Musk is doing. That's totally different. Basically, they named this oversight committee Doge because, they thought it was cute. But the Doge subcommittee is not overseeing Elon Musk's Doge. They're two completely separate entities. So the fact that people keep trying to tie them together is incorrect. They just being silly, doing some cutesy stuff to try to trick people into believing that the Doge subcommittee is overseeing the Doge office, the Office of Government Efficiency or whatever. They're not together. They're not the same. You were right. Ron was wrong. I said, I'll look into it. I'll look it up. And if I was wrong about my retraction, then I'll retract the retraction and reiterate the first thing that I said. So Nate is fine to the best of my ability. Nat says, what do you think about Trump's $5,000 scheme? The same thing that everybody else thinks. It's a $5,000 scheme. I don't think it'll be $5,000, if anything. But even if it is, it's not $5,000 for the sake of the American people. It's $5,000 spending not even your own $5,000 to, basically buy support. Because if it was really about government efficiency, then okay, we already paid the money. We wouldn't lose it. Just take that money and put it towards the debt and the deficit or whatever. Ain't it inefficient to give money to the people? You're operating in a deficit. Why are you giving money back to the people? We got debt. That's inefficient. But that's just my opinion. But clearly, it's just a ploy. It's just a ploy. Will the mini bike be ready for the summer? Probably. But I'm not saying 100% certainly. Why is Nate in podcast witness protection? He a grown man. He call when he feel like calling. And when he don't feel like calling, he don't call. He don't feel like calling right now. So, that's it. What are you binge watching now? I'm binge watching The Recruit. I'm finishing up the second season of The Recruit. And I'm watching, finishing out the last season of Mr. Mercedes. And I'm watching, of course, I can't binge watch it because they're releasing the episodes as they go. But what is it, Paradise or The Paradise? I don't know if there's a the on the beginning or not. But Paradise, it's a show I'm binge watching. Of course, I'm watching all the time all these Pop the Balloon shows. And I could have swore that I saw my good friend Jerika on one. It wasn't her, but there was a lady on one that, oh my goodness, looked so much like Jerika that I had to text her like, you won't pop the balloon. And I had to send her a picture. She looked so much like Jerika. And she got a match. Well, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. What's up with the gun club or classes? Believe it or not, I was just thinking about that a couple weeks ago, and I'm toying with the idea. I don't have a range, like I don't have a shooting range, but I was kind of asking around, like, what is the cost to rent out a shooting range? Like, if I'm gonna do it, I want to rent out the whole range, and so I got somebody on that. I didn't personally make calls. I, what do they call it? Not allocated. What do you call it when you give somebody a task? I had 17th degree COVID, so I can't remember words the way I want to remember them. I can like give you the definition of it, but I can't remember what the word is that I'm looking for. So when you delegate, thank you. I delegated that to someone else. So I might be getting back with y'all sooner than I think, because the person that I delegated it to, they had no business. So they should be able to hit me with some numbers or something. But, you know, if that don't work out, we'll figure something out. I think this summer I want to do the gun club. Kim also asked, where is Nate? Is he all right? Nate is all right. Give us some more buzz stories so we can laugh. I don't have any buzz stories, or at least I can't think of any buzz stories just off the top of my head. Dina, just being her regular angelic self. You are not fat. If I jumped up and down right now, it would be a lot of jello-ish movement in here. That's fat. One of the killer bees in the house. Good evening, Alethea. Let me see. I think, why don't your brother like you? I don't know what that means. I have no beef with my brother. Nat says, I don't blame you. Keep your private stuff private. Some of these Negroes don't know how to act. Very true. Figured that out a long time ago. Am I going to the NXT wrestling show on the 25th? Probably not. not going to the NXT. I'm not going on Monday. I know now I'm not going to Raw on Monday. So, you know, it is what it is. Did he tell you Lincoln called on air? No, he didn't. Did he answer? I might get a call about that tonight if that happened recently. Hold on, let's see. Will you have Lincoln Wear on your podcast? No. Ron is wrong / lying 99% of the time. I don't know if that's true. Did he say why he hasn't called into Lincoln's show? Lincoln misses him, and we do too. I guess he just been busy. He did tell me that, you know, he got a call asking if I told him not to call, which I thought, like I said, was some childish bitch shit. But no, he hasn't. He just basically said he'd be busy. Like, he a grown man with kids and grandkids and a life. So, yeah, he'd be busy. Let me see. Any more questions? What do grown A mean? What does the A stand for? Affluent. Seen any good First Amendment audits? Yes, I did. I saw, I can't remember who it is. I love what Kansas City auditor is doing now, you know, at the banks and stuff like that. I love the work that he's doing. There's another guy in Mississippi, at least he's been in Mississippi recently, and he went to a correctional facility and they basically ran him off under threat of arrest. And he said, I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna look up some of what y'all saying, because y'all saying this is law, and I think I'm pretty well versed. I don't think what y'all saying is true, but I'm gonna double check and make sure. And apparently he did, and he went back and did a revisit. I love it when they do a revisit. He went back and did a revisit, and they tried to intimidate him again, but he didn't fall for it this time. And then when they threatened basically to arrest him, he was like, well, then arrest me, because he knew that they did not have arrest powers. They threatened him with arrest, and they told him they had arrest powers, but they didn't. And, you know, he's like, So, yeah, he went back and he did a revisit. And, you know, then eventually they called the police, and the police told him, like, he is well within his rights to be here. Basically, leave him alone. And, you know, he got that vindication, and they got an education. So, yeah, I've seen some pretty good audits lately. Paradise. Yes, Dee Dee Williams. That's the show. I'm binge watching New York Undercover. All right. Let me see. I found you a couple WWE Raw ringside seats, 4 rows back, for only $504 a piece, not including fees. Yeah, I'll pass on that. Did you ever reveal who peed in the Buzz lobby? I did. I revealed that. I don't remember his name, though. But I mean, I revealed to the best of my ability. Are you sitting on a booster seat? No. Few people need to go to the gun range. I'm trying to put it together. I really am. He didn't answer. Lincoln left him a message. Okay. He said the B word. It was absolutely necessary. Do you, Nathaniel Livingston, smile? I am not Nathaniel Livingston, so I'm not sure the question. He does smile. I smile. So whatever you were asking, I think the answer is yes. How does it feel to know that people love your show? I appreciate people appreciating the show. I do. The little baby, I was walking. I keep telling y'all, people come up to me out of nowhere. I went and picked the little baby up from school. So I pick her up, walk into the car. We get halfway to the car, and she looks at me and she says, "Grandfather, I gotta pee, and it can't wait." And then she want to keep walking to the car. Are we going back to the school? Why are we going back to the school? Because you gotta pee. And it can't wait. But why are we going back in the school? Because they got a bathroom in there. You should have used the bathroom before you came out. So then we run in there. She used the restroom. We back on our way out. And a lady's walking in. Now they're doing some work outside of her school, so it's really loud. Apparently the lady said, "Hey, Emanuel, it's nice to see you." I knew that what she was saying something, but I couldn't really hear what she was saying. And so my response to her was like really general. You know, if somebody is just like being really nice and they're like, "Hi, nice to meet you," or, you know, because I was holding the door for her when she said it. And she's like, you know, I really thought she was saying, "Nice to see you, thank you for holding the door," or something like that. And so, you know, I think my response was, "It's nice to see you too, and have a great day." Just general. And, you know, then I closed the door. Me and little baby walking down the stairs, and she say, "Grandfather, do you know her?" The lady who just walked in? "Yeah." I said, "No, I don't know her." "How did she know your name?" I said, "She didn't say my name." She said, "Yes, she did, Grandfather. She said, 'Hi, Emanuel, it's nice to meet you.'" I was like, "Did she really say that?" And she looked at me, because y'all don't know, but she be looking at me like I'm crazy. And one of the days, I'm going to have to slap the fire out of her for the way she looking at me. I'm going to have to tell her, "Hey, you better put them eyes back in," because her eyes be all popped out looking at me like I'm crazy. So she gave me that look like, and I'm like, oh, she must have really said my name. So, you know, but the door was locked. She couldn't go in and, you know, address her or whatever. So if you're watching, lady at the school, I'm sorry I did not hear you address me. Otherwise, I would have definitely been more personable. Maybe that's why that one guy who was really mad at me. Y'all know the one guy who was really mad at me because apparently he met me somewhere and I acted like I was too good for him or whatever. And he'd been mad about it for like 16 years. I don't want to have another one of those. So, lady, I don't know who you are. If you felt like I was rude, I apologize. That was not my intent. I genuinely did not hear you say my name. I thought we were just exchanging regular pleasantries, but I would have been much more personable had I known that you were aware of me. So I apologize for that. And if I ever meet you again, then, you know, I'll be more personable, not just general pleasant. Hold on, let me see. Please don't miss my question. It's too long to retype. Oh my God. Lincoln and left him a message. I don't see. Would you do a Zoom class to help those of us who would like to do a podcast or create content? Sure. I had to think about how to do that and what to include, but sure. I would do that. Sure. Will you start a walking club at Coley Park? I would not start a walking club. I will not. Let me see. I'm almost done. Are you going to join another band? There's a gentleman who asked me to join a band, and I told him I would, and he sent me a list of songs, and, you know, I know he's serious about it, but I haven't, you know, had any further contact with him. So I think so, yes. And I really was, actually just today, another cold chill. Just today, I was thinking about starting a band. But if I started a band, we would mainly focus on 90s, like early 2000s R&B. That would be our main focus. We would do some older stuff, and we would definitely do some newer stuff, but we would mainly focus on 90s R&B because I love some 90s R&B. So I'm thinking about it. But I really just started thinking about it today. I was listening to some songs and I was like, I would love to, because there's songs that are hit songs, but you never hear artists or local cover bands cover these songs. Like, what's the song I was listening to? I had 17th degree COVID, so I can't always recall stuff. Where the Party At? By Jagged Edge. I've never heard a local cover band cover that song. And that's a good party dance song. Why are y'all not covering that? Not enough of the cover bands is playing Mint Condition or Tony, Tony, Tony. Nobody play any Jodeci, even though, you know, a lot of Jodeci's hits was slow songs. I do think I heard somebody play Get On Up, but I would not even want to do that song. While it wasn't kind of an up-tempo dance, in my mind, that's more of a mid-tempo song. I would never do that song. But, yeah, but I was thinking about it today to answer the question. Are you and Raven going to collab on a podcast? I don't know. I'm open to, doing whatever with Raven. I like Raven. I really do. I would go as far as to say I love Raven. So, absolutely. I would work with Raven anytime that I'm given the opportunity. Let me see. Will you have the Twitch person on as a guest? I'm not even 100% sure who the Twitch person is, but I appreciate them. Is the Twitch person there now? Yeah, the Twitch person is there right now. I appreciate you, Twitch person. You should share. But okay, that's that. General Pleasant. Yes, General Pleasant. You see somebody, you hold the door open for them, and they say, thank you. And you're like, you're very welcome. And y'all go about y'all business. You see somebody that you know or whatever, and they like, hey, and you might give a quick hug or something and have a conversation. Now, if somebody opened the door for you and you say thank you, and they like, well, give me a hug, they're a weirdo. They get general pleasantry. You don't just hug general people, that you don't know. So that's the difference. Let me see. Did you see the new DJI RS4 mini gimbal? Yes, I did. I don't have I have a DJI gimbal. It actually happens to be right here. I have a gimbal for my phone. This is I had to turn it on. But I have a gimbal for my phone. Why are you not? Clearly y'all can see. I have a phone gimbal, which is not opening up. It's the gimbal. But I don't have a nice gimbal for my camera. Now, there we go. Now, I got the one for the phone, but I don't have one for my camera. So, I need to get one for my camera. But I did see, I got to get me a nice gimbal. But I do. I like the RS4. It's just, sometimes my lenses be a little long for a gimbal, because I sometimes I'm using a really long lens. So, but yes, I've seen them and I like them. Alethea wants to know, can I join the new band? Can you sing? Play an instrument? Tanika, no. Not until it gets 70 degrees up here. You can't join anything. You can't join the gun club. You can't join the band. Nothing. Till it gets 70 degrees up here. Then you can join. And you'll be the lead singer. So we'll be a part-time lead singer band. depending on the weather. I think that's about it. I'm about done, right? You could sing Jodeci Gotta Love. I like that song. A lot of people don't like that song, but I like Gotta Love by Jodeci. Let's see. No, I will not be singing no songs right now. All right. Y'all, that's about it. I appreciate all of y'all. We went over on the question and answer session, but I appreciate all of y'all hanging out with me. I do appreciate all of y'all support. Again, to the young lady who I saw down there who allegedly said my name, please don't feel about me like that other guy felt about me. It wasn't intentional. I'm a really nice guy sometimes. So, yeah. I apologize if you felt slighted. It was not my intention. She gonna be calling in. I hate him. He's so full of himself. Like, I didn't even know that you called my name. That dude, it's been, 20 years? 16, 20 years. That dude is still mad at me because one day at a remote, he said, "Hi, Emanuel." And I guess I just waved and went back to what I was doing. It hurts my feelings because, if I would have known, I would have spoken to him, less general pleasantry and more personal. But I created an enemy just by being busy. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Try to stay warm. It is supposed to warm up, but still not warm, Tanika. It's not supposed to get warm. But enjoy the rest of your evening. Try to stay warm. Do something fun this weekend. Something not like great, because I know I'm about to go, and I was wrapping up. Let me say this. Just pop the balloon show. Give me 2 minutes tops. I don't even think it'll be that long. When people ask you what you do for fun, and your response is, "I like traveling," I don't perceive it as that's what they mean. Almost everybody like traveling. Almost everybody like going new places, but I don't go new places for fun. When I get to the new place, I want to do something fun. So when you travel, because if that's the case, I like traveling, that's what I do for fun. So what, you just hop on a plane, go in the airport, you have a return like the same time, and boom, hop on a plane, come back home, like, boy, that was fun. Oh my God, it was so fun. I traveled. Nobody does that. To all my pop the balloon people who will never hear this, stop saying that's what you do for fun. You travel, and then when you get there, you want to do something for fun. What is that? The thing that once you get to the destination that you want to do. That's what you do for fun. So do something fun. I think I am going back to the arcade. I went there one time. We had a good time. Me and Mrs. Livingston had a good time at the arcade. We played each other in some games. I dominated. I beat that ass. Everything. So we have fun at the arcade, and I think we're going back this weekend. Do something fun. Like, it ain't gotta be nothing major. I'm going to the arcade. It's like $5 for an hour, $10 for the whole day. I'm gonna spend $20 and we gonna have a ball. And one day soon, we going to the iFly place up in Westchester where you do the fake jumping out of a plane, the fake that stuff. I'm going up there. We gonna do it. One day, soon. I'm not telling you to do that, but do something fun. Go shoot some pool. Go bowling. Go, I don't know, do something fun this weekend, okay? All right? Yes, fake parachuting. You know, where you be in the big glass cylinder and they shooting air up and you just land there on the air. One of these days, I think I am going to jump out of an airplane. I want to experience the sensation once. Won't be this weekend. But one of these days, I'm going to do it. So, yes, enjoy your weekend. Have some fun. And as always, be the reason that somebody smiles this weekend. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.